Have you ever looked at your goals and thought, I know what I want to achieve, but I've got no idea how to actually get there? Well, that's where today's book comes in. One of the 25 books that changed my life is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I'm not the only one. I hear all over the country how this book has made an impact in people's life. And the book is really all about the power of small, consistent actions and how they compound over time to bring you extraordinary results. Now, the great thing about James Clear and this book is that a simple YouTube search will flood your feed with information on how to change your habits. Why? Because it's a very popular book. And you might even want to listen to some of the content before you decide to go read it and pick up a copy. But I can tell you right now, it's going to be worth it because I believe it'll change your life too. Now, the big idea is that tiny changes consistently applied lead to remarkable results over time. I can say that again. Tiny changes consistently applied will lead to remarkable results over time. Well, what does that mean? Well, instead of focusing on big, sweeping transformations, which we all naturally tend to do, James Clear talks about concentrating on improving just 1% every day. Just 1%. It's the small, sustainable habits that truly make the difference in the long term. Before reading this book, I had given some thoughts to habits, but probably never in this in depth way. And one of the most memorable concepts that stuck with me, and I'll probably make this whole video about this one concept, is James Clear's analogy that every habit is like a vote for the person that you want to become. Think about it. Each time you perform a habit, no matter how small, you're casting a vote for your desired identity. For example, every time you go to the gym, you're voting to become a fit and healthy person. Every time you sit down to write a page, you're voting to become a writer. Every time you take a healthy food and you choose it over a not healthy food, you're voting to become someone who prioritizes their well being. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. You don't need unanimous votes to win elections, you just need a majority. It's the same is true for habits. Each small action tips the scale towards the person you want to be. So you're casting the vote for what you want to see in your life later. I also found it helpful as James Clear outlined 4 simple laws for building better habits and breaking bad ones. He said the first law was to make it obvious. Design your environment to make good habits easy to start. An example that he gave was putting your workout clothes out the night before. The morning you will thank you. The next was make it attractive. Pair habits with something you enjoy, like listening to your favorite podcast during a workout. Place these things together so overall the experience will be better for you. Then make it easy. Start small. Let's say you want to build a reading habit. Maybe just start with 1 page a day, and then eventually that's going to build over time. And then the last one was make it satisfying. Celebrate your progress because that'll reinforce the habit, even if it's something small like checking off a box from a to-do list. I found these laws actually make habits more approachable. For me, they make them more sustainable, and they remove that little overwhelm that seems to creep up behind you every time you start to try to create change. Now, what I love about Atomic Habits is, well, it's practical. It doesn't just tell you why habits matter, it also shows you how to build them into a way that fits into your life. The idea that every small action is a vote for the person that you want to become really has reshaped the way that I think about my decisions. And I now understand that I don't have to achieve my goals overnight. I can just show up and cast my vote one habit at a time. So here's something I want you to try. I want you to ask yourself, what kind of person do you want to become? And then I want you to identify one habit that is a vote you can cast to start towards that new identity. My encouragement is to start small and then let consistency do the heavy lifting along the way. Now, Atomic Habits has truly helped me reframe the way that I approach change. And I believe it can do the same for you. If you've been wanting to implement a new habit and you just haven't done it yet, this book's for you. Let me leave you with one of my favorite quotes that expands on what this vote for a habit means. Every action is a vote you take for the type of person you wish to become. No single instance will transform your beliefs. But as the votes build up, so does the evidence of your new identity. I love that. Well, thanks for joining me today. I am enjoying this series, the 25 books that have changed my life, and I look forward to sharing the next book with you. I'll see you then.